Hi Flosstube, it is Helen D. It is Tuesday, August 20th, 2024. Thank you for spending some time with me to talk all things cross stitch. That's all we have today. It's cross stitch. It's all we usually have. I'm not really a multi-crafter. It's mostly cross stitch. So hope you're doing well. Summer is winding down here. We have a week and a half until school starts. And then I'll get back into some stuff. It's been busy, right? It's been 2 weeks and I've stitched a lot, but that's about it. I have no finishes. I have no fully finishes, one finish, a whole stack of whips. So that's kind of what we've been up to. Just kind of last minute stuff, you know, summer stuff. Once school starts, I'll get back into posting some extra videos. I know I haven't really had a chance. I have a book coming today that I'll do a flip through, a Halloween book. I have some tutorial plans, so it'll pick up when school starts. And I get my little folding table to myself in a quiet room. We've also been gardening. The garden, we have a teeny tiny garden. It's like, I don't know, 8 by 10 feet. It's tiny. It's right outside this window on the front lawn because that's how we roll. It's the only sunny spot we really have. So we have tomatoes coming in that I've been keeping up on. We freeze them and then we'll make salsa in the fall when it's cooler. So those have been coming in. We have to dig potatoes anytime. Onions and garlic. We have a hard time with root vegetables. They just are stunted. So we got some, but they're nothing to write home about. And then we did do blueberry jam. I went to the farm stand and got blueberries, so we did blueberry jam. Our Roma tomatoes have produced so many tomatoes this year, more than we've ever had from Romas, but those plants are dead, which is early. Like usually we get kind of a second round. We're only gonna get one round. It was an amazing round, but they are dead. And every day in the morning I wake up and I'm like, okay, how many do I have to go pick up off the ground today? Because that's the stage we're in. And I told my husband, I said, this morning, I swear I looked when I was making coffee, no tomatoes on the ground. I made my coffee and then I walked by the windows on my way back upstairs and there were 2 tomatoes on the ground. So one good wind on the ground. So that's where that stands, just kind of busy stuff. So we'll jump in. Like I said, I have a big pile of works in progress that I've been working on, and that's good. And then not much else. So who knows how long this one will be. So like I said, no fully finished things. I did yesterday take some time to do some measuring and cut out some map board to finish some things, and then I lost steam and we were busy and it didn't get done. So I'm at least in the works of doing some stuff. My one finish, I was working on this one and I hadn't brought the chart down last time. This is Be Warm from Threadwork Primitives. She has all of these on her Etsy store, the Threadwork Primitives Etsy store, if you're having a hard time finding them. Not all of this series is available through distributors, so they're not all something that your local shop can get. So I decided to make mine more general winter, and I left off the Be Warm and the heart, and I just filled it in. Ooh, that was blown out. So there's mine. I used 16 count vintage something rain, vintage country rain. It's way more blue than it's showing. And I used the Flosh. Thank you for all the suggestions on how to handle the Flosh, which is not the way that I handled the Flosh, but I've watched a couple tutorials. I know Teresa Little Stitcher has a great one. Denise of Black Ribbon Studio, Laura from Stitching on the Shore has talked about it, of how to properly open and start your hank of Flosh. So the Flosh is supposed to be the equivalent of 2 strands of DMC. I think it's a little thinner than that. My stitches look great. This is on a, like I said, a 16 count. The coverage is good. On a 14 count, the 1 strand of Flosh, I personally wouldn't be enough. So I did pull my own colors for this because I changed the fabric. So in case you're curious, I used Really Tealy Classic Colorworks for the blue, Jolly Holly Classic for the green, Black Licorice, and then that little tiny bird belly was Licorice Red, and the Floche. So this will go on a spool, and this will be the one I do the spool finish tutorial with. I did it on a 16 count because that's the count I needed for it to fit properly on the spool. So that one, that's it. Now we just have a pile of whips. I don't even know if these are in any particular order. We will jump in to the whips. So I was working on, and they're buried in this pile, I've been doing the Happy Halloween Stitch Along with Historical Sampler Company and the Satsuma Street Monster House. So when I get kind of those caught up, I have some time before the next one comes out. So I'm like, well, what do I want to work on? I need a haircut this week. I'm poofy right here. And really gray, so don't look too close. So I was looking through my whip list and thought, what can I bust out quick? Well, I thought it was going to be this one, but I had issues. So this is 12 Days of Christmas, the stockings from Annie B's. And this is number 1, which I had started. I just had the one done, really. This is not large. It is 50 by 67. The problem is the black fabric was just giving me a hard time. So I got some more done, but he's not done. But I'll keep plugging away. This one I'm doing on 25 count black Lugana, 2/2. So I'd like to do all of them. These came out in March. I started it in March, and that's as far as I've gotten on the first one. So that one, maybe when school starts and I have different times, sometimes like mid-afternoon, the sun is perfect for me to see through black fabric. So it just kind of depends on how things are going. Okay, this one is a new start because I needed something on Ada to work on in the car. And then it didn't work out the way I hoped. So this is Fall Frolic Sampler from Robin Pickens. So you can do it as one big one or mini pillows. I bought this last year and I hadn't started it. So this is a little bigger. Just the page. So on a 28 count, it says it would be 8 by 10. And I think the reason I went with a 16 count is because the frame I want to put it in is 8 by 10, and you know, it's not really 8 by 10. So I'm using a 16 count Tyco from Picture This Plus. And I just couldn't, nothing wrong with the fabric, I just couldn't see it in the car. So I have one leaf, not even a whole leaf. I have a portion of a leaf. Right in the middle, it's the one with that bird on it. So hopefully this one picks up speed when I'm not in the car, and I had to pick some out. I had more done, and it just didn't look good. So I picked it out. This one is all DMC. I did change this blue. There's just a border of blue, which honestly, you can't really leave off because you need it for it all in here. The frame I'm hoping to use is blue. So I changed this just to be a shade that matched a little better, because this one is, I don't know, I think the frame is a greener blue and this one wasn't. I changed the blue. I just pulled one out that was a little closer to that frame. So I worked on that just a little. This one, this is the Happy Halloween Stitch Along. All right, so we'll talk a couple things with this one. So this is the one by Historical Sampler Company, and part 4 just came out Monday morning here. They're in the UK, so it was Monday morning. quick couple things before I take this apart. So I'll show you my progress and all that, but I have to take it off the Q-snap. I had a question about how I handle extra fabric when using a Q-snap. Now this one doesn't really have a lot of extra fabric, but my method is the same. I like to use a grime guard to keep my grimy hands off it. So whenever I have something with a ton of fabric, again, this one doesn't, I roll it up and hold it on with these spool, I've heard them spool huggers, you know, thread holders. You can get them on Amazon, and they're just, they go around a spool of thread to keep the loose bit in. So I roll it up as best I can and clamp it on there with that. And then I just take my grime guard and I shove it all in there to try and hold it out of the way. This one's not an issue because it was just a little bit, but like when I'm working on Monster House or Snow Queen, when I pull that one back out, that one has a ton of extra fabric. I just squish it in there as best as possible. It's not really the best method, but it's all I have. So, all right. So part 3 was this witch and eek, and obviously right down here on right this line. So this over here is part 4, and I've already got a good jump. We watched a movie last night, so I got a good jump filling in some of the boxes, and I think I stitched this spider and I'm working around the border. So finish the pumpkins, finish Ween. And this block has a cat and a moon. A cat, moon, and stars. And then this one will be done. And this was super cute. You know, I kept up no problem. Oh, I've also had people ask what I keep on the edge. This is just a piece of craft felt from Joann's, because that's what's close to me. Or not Joann's, because it was in my bucket and I've had it for 100 years. And I just clamp that under there. It kind of protects my stitches a little bit underneath and holds things on a little tighter. So I just clamp that on and then shove it in the Q-snap, in the grime guard. This grime guard is a little big. It's not really the right size. So when I'm done, I kind of just pull this extra over, tuck it out there. I make it work. I'm not that picky, I just make it work. So that one is on tap to finish this week so that it will be done when part 4 of Monster House comes out. Monster House is Satsuma Street. Let's see, Happy Halloween was 4 parts. Monster House I think is 6 parts. They're kind of the same week. So one comes out the beginning and one comes out the end. So for this one, I finished up with part 3, and we're down on the ground floor of said house, and there was a tentacle in part 2, and I was really hoping for another tentacle in part 3, and there was. And this fabric always looks more purple. This is Mirage 14 count from Picture This Plus. Happy Halloween was 16 count dapple from Picture This Plus. Those kits from Historical Sampler come with fabric, but I really like to stitch Halloween on gray, so I just subbed mine out. So that was part 2. Over here is part 3 with the ghosts. I did have to change the eyes and nose, the eyes and mouths of the ghosts. They were like a green, and I just couldn't see them enough. So part 4 of this one on the paper is really big. But Jody Rice has said that it's actually only like 400 more stitches than the other releases. So it may have a lot of windows in it with the monsters. So it will go right here. And then 5 and 6 are skinny on the edges. So I'm loving this one. I actually really enjoyed both of those sales. I was in the mood for some fall or some Halloween, and they fit the bill. That one is also all DMC. 2 strands. I like 2 strands. Okay, so then I finished that one and got caught up. I was like, all right, I think I finished it like Friday. I'm like, I have a few days before the next part of a Sal comes out. What do I want to work on? I'm feeling the pull toward fall and Halloween. Those were the Halloweens. I needed some falls. So I worked on, this one's not in a grime guard because I don't have one that small. So from the Cross Stitch in the Forest from Max Pigeon, this book, I was doing Autumn Drizzle. I had barely started this last time. So I spent some time on this. And I got to here. So I'm coming up on the trees, and honestly I think the other side has more in the mountains on the top, have more solid colors, so they might go a little quicker. Not that this was slow. 28 count antique white. So the reason I went with a Lugana on this versus an Aida, Max stitched everything in the book on an Aida, but there are some fractional stitches, and to me they're just easier to do on Lugana or linen, but I don't stitch on linen because like to make these little lines for the trees, there's a lot of fractionals. I mean, the effect is great and they're not terribly hard to do. I just chose to do them on Lugana. So this is for the hashtag Pigeon Coop Book Sal. Any chart from the book. And I know with this book, when I finish one, I'm going to start one, and I'm pretty sure the next one on my start list is going to be this bear. So I kind of went with this one because it's autumn, and hopefully we'll be ready for autumn, and then the bear because it's winter, and hopefully we'll be ready for winter. That's the method behind that choice. So I worked on that one. Then when I had pulled out that stocking, the Christmas stocking that, you know, should have been done in like 3 days and is still not, I looked at my whips to see what else I had, more fall so than Halloween, that needed some attention, and I decided to pull out Turkey Day. Turkey Day is from Cottage Garden Samplings. I love stitching turkeys for November. And I started this one last year. I doubt it will get done this year. There's a lot of stitching in here. So here's where I'm at on him. So I was over here and I had part of this leaf outlined. So I finished this line and I finished this leaf. And then I think I'm working with black. No, I'm working with this light gray. So I'm just kind of working up in these areas. I did swap a couple of these for the leaves. Were not called to be variegated, but I thought that would be a nice filled in area that it would really make a difference and you'd really notice. So I picked color and cotton flosses that were close to the DMC. So I'm filling in this. And then, like I said, there's a lot of details in that turkey. And then there's more leaves on the top. So I highly doubt this will get finished. I hope it does though, because I already have my next turkey one picked out to start. But I really should get this one done first. We'll see. Sometimes I don't have the greatest willpower, and I'll just start it anyway. And it's much smaller than this. So. And then the last whip that I have is Atlantic Shores. So Atlantic Shores is Pigeon Coop Designs, and I've been trying to work on this one, like make it my morning stitch. It hasn't always worked. When I was trying to finish the Halloween stuff, that got precedence. So then when I finished it, I gave this one like a day to spend the time that I would have spent in the mornings. So my squished up copy of the picture, Atlantic Shores. This one is right on Max's website or Etsy. He has a website and an Etsy, so you can get it from there. All DMC, and I'm gonna have to move this Q-snap pretty soon. So I know I worked on the tree and all this water and rocks and over here. Like I got quite a chunk done. I still have a whole lot of just the water before I move up to the sky. So this one is on 28 count antique white. Again, there's a lot of fractionals to give you this dimension and stuff. Mostly in the water. I don't think they're anywhere else so far. I think the rest are all regular, but around those curves and stuff in the water. While we're talking about that design. So Max, this is part of he's doing a series called Eco Regions. And that was from the like Atlantic eco region. So he gave some teasers this week from the next region. And he said it's the Sonoran Desert. And this is his first kind of full reveal of a chart that will be, look at it, it's gorgeous. Really, really, really nice job. So this is a cougar, and it will be in the next one with the cactuses and everything. So keep an eye out for that. He said summer at some point. Yeah, so that's everything I've been working on, which is a lot of stuff. Just not any finishing. Honestly, I haven't even been doing much purchasing. So that's nice. I mean, it makes mail days boring. So there's that. My Just Cross Stitch came in. This is the autumn. There's some cute things. I'll just hold up that back page. I'm sure there's flip throughs. I ended up getting the subscription because the subscription now includes the Halloween and the Christmas. And I buy those anyway. So it was like for an extra $10, I get 4 more magazines. So why not? And then I don't have to worry about the sourcing the others. They just show up at my house. I like that. So that came. I pre-ordered a couple, I think 4 Expo charts. Is it Expo? Needlework Marketplace. I think it's Needlework Marketplace, which I think is happening this weekend. So I'll show you those when they come in. And then the other thing I got in the mail is Historical Sampler Company had reached out and asked me if I wanted to try, they have a monthly subscription box. It's through like an offshoot of their company called Cotton and Twine. So they sent me their subscription box. So I'm going to show you what's in it. And it's not a surprise. Like they show ahead of time. The way they do it is the beginning of the month, they show what the chart is. If you're signed up, and you love it, great, it's coming to you. If you're signed up and you're like, that one's not really for me, you have like when you sign up, you have your own account page and you can go in and pause it. If you don't want that one, you can cancel at any time, right? You could sign up to get one and then cancel. That's fine too. So here's the box. It's really well packaged. I don't know if mine's still. Oh, it is. So it's kind of got this cool tissue paper in it. Okay, hold on, this might be loud. All right, so, whoops, I think I just hit the light. I can't even tell. So this was, oh, it's bigger on the back. This was the August chart, which I thought was super cute and really complements the stitch along that I'm doing. So their kits come with the chart, a color copy, and a black and white copy, which is nice. So depending on how you prefer, it's in there. It is large, like it's the double-sided and the whole thing's there. Finishing instructions. A cute little packet with a needle. The needle to come out, your threads, all on a card, and the fabric, and they do Aida or linen. So I got the Aida. My needle's still in there. The finishing materials, so for this one it was a piece of backing fabric and some fun pom-pom, which looks like Lady Dot. A cup of tea. This John can have because I don't drink tea. A little sweet treat, and it's Jelly Bean Factory jelly beans, which obviously the boy didn't see. And then some kind of extra, and this month it was this really cool needle minder. Let me see if the can. I think, yes, he's a cute needle minder. He's large. He would be super cute on a finishing piece if you could figure out a way to kind of attach it, and the pumpkin dangles. So I'll put a link below if this is something you're interested in learning more about. They ship all over, and after 12 months, they then release the charts as PDFs. So that's also nice to know if you don't want to do the whole box, but if there's one you have your eye on, you can always go back later and pick it up as PDF. So that's that. The other thing I wanted to give you a heads up on, Shantel, 141 Design Company, the past couple years, I think just 2, has done a, like an ornament box right around Christmas, leading up to the holidays really. And this year she's doing a little something different. So in the past years, it's been, the ornament mystery box, and it's had 10 different wood finishing pieces. This year she's doing 5 finishing pieces and 5 charts. So she teamed up with some designers, and they picked an ornament from her collection to use for their chart. So the designers are Robin Pickens, Teresa Kogut, Plum Street, Annie Bees, and Hands On Design. So that's going to be a good one, and I definitely want to keep an eye out on that box. So I want to tell you, because it says it's a pre-order from September 1st to the 30th. So the good thing about this is it's not like we have 100 and it's first come, first serve. You have a whole month to pre-order, and then they will, as the orders come in, start cutting the wood pieces, make sure they have enough charts printed out, and it says shipping will begin in October. So keep an eye out for that. I'll put a link below if that's something you're interested in. I have no idea what the price will be. I know shipping can be crazy to other parts of the country, and I don't know what the shipping is. If you're interested, I know you're interesting. If you're interested, you can go give it a sneak peek and sign up for that in September. So I think that's everything except giveaways. Oh, and I didn't pull the actual chart for the last one, but I have it written down. So last video we had 2. Number 1 was Grace of a Flower from Hands On Design, and that is Judith Smith. And number 2 was a gift card, a $10 gift card to Cobweb Corner, and that is Pat Fortner. So those were the giveaway winners from the last video. Like I said with the trolls, I will list them down below, and it says people who need to contact me, and my email is there, and you contact me. And then we go from there. So I don't comment on comments, I announce it, and I put that in the description box. So for this video, I just got these in yesterday from Carla. I was a little behind in letting her know that I needed some. So Carla of Cobweb Corner is always so generous in providing giveaways for you guys. So she has me go through and I pick them out. And I try and do things seasonally. It doesn't always happen. So these were donated by Carla. I always link her shop below and her Flosstube below, and she'd always appreciate, anyone stopping over to subscribe or check out her videos. To enter, you need to be 18, so you can legally give me your address. Please don't say win or giveaway or the troll words, and just use the numerical number. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 today, because I have 2 from Carla, and then I went through my giveaway box to get some more autumn things. So number 1 is Nighttime Owl, and this is by Tiny Modernist. I was looking to see the fabric. It says it's Mediterranean Sea by Witchelt. Number 2, Autumn Provides by Summerhouse Stitchworks. And there's a whole series of these. Number 3, Pumpkin Kisses from Primrose Cottage. Number 4, Doodles Autumn, Heart and Hand. I love this one. And number 5 is Acorns from the Blue Flower. I love this one too. Still haven't gotten to it. Ooh, I might sneeze. It might pass. That's it. So I'll be back in 2 weeks. That should be right when school starts. Then I can get into some tutorials. I want to do the spools. I think I'm going to do a kind of how I measure and decide what chart. The actual finishing. I had another finish that I was cutting stuff out for yesterday that I thought could be its own tutorial. I have that book flip through. I'll be picking back up once everything is on its new routine. So hope you guys have a great rest of your day and week and August, and I will see you guys in September, or actually maybe before then if I get that book flip through done. We'll see. Fingers crossed. Bye.